All right, so for the last couple of years, New Balance has offered some pretty insane shoes, lots of comfortable pairs out there, but these two definitely are ones that I was just definitely drawn to. And so when I saw that they had the third version on their website, I had to buy them. This was like one of those shoes that I was very, very interested in. This is the New Balance FuelCell Supercomp Trainer V1, which was an insanely good shoe. Like this is the one that I was like, this like FuelCell is insane. My favorite stuff on the market for sure, hands down. It had a rocker sensation, but still, casually, it was an amazing shoe. I wore that on so many vacations. Then you have the Supercomp Trainer V2s, which are also very excellent. The midsole, outsole, upper, everything was completely changed on this shoe. You do have the energy arc on the bottom as well, same as the previous, but primarily everything is changed, but it was also a very excellent pair that I just thoroughly enjoyed. So when they had the third pair drop on their site, like, yep, gotta get those. And so here we have them. I loved this colorway as well. This is the white with cyber jade colorway of the New Balance FuelCell Supercomp Trainer V3s. But this being the third version and it being 2024, is this like the best shoe out there? Again, it's gonna be tough competition out there because New Balance itself has a ton of different runners out there that are extremely good. Like the 1080 V13s come to mind. That's one of my favorites of the year. The FuelCell Rebel V4s, also an amazingly good shoe. Both of those two are like top contenders comfort-wise for the year. So if you have both of those, do you need these? I mean, if you have both of those, then there's a good chance you're gonna wanna try these no matter what. They do retail at $180, and I did get a wide version, which is my personal preference. I like to get the wide versions. Now, the other thing is these look very much like the Elite V4s, which are like the marathon versions of these. These are the trainers. The marathon versions are the Elites, and I do have those as well. So it's like, where do these fit in the lineup of all the things? I will have a video comparing all of those as well as like the Balos and the More V5s, because all of these shoes are like, I hate to be that guy. This isn't a sponsored video either. Like some of my content is sponsored by them, but this one is not. Like, I hate to be that guy though, but there are so many good pairs from New Balance this year. It's been super fun for me to be able to like get the pairs, explore them, wear them, just give you guys my overall 2 cents of which is my favorite overall. Now, some information about the shoe. It's called the FuelCell Supercomp Trainer V3. They're $180. And the fit, I would say, fit true to size. I got a 9.5, a wide version, and that's what I prefer in New Balance FuelCell sneakers. So that's what I got, and it fits me right. It says the usage are best for long runs and races, crafted for training runs, basically. They're extra soft cushioning. They have neutral support. They weigh 9.2 ounces and have a 4 mm heel to toe drop. So there is obviously a plentiful amount of foam in the midsole of this shoe. Like so much from the heel, so much from the forefoot. Something that they look like they increased from the previous versions as well. Like the previous versions were pretty good, very beefy, lots of fuel cell. This one has even more foam than the V1 and the V2. The description is pretty simple. Built for half and full marathon training, these shoes deliver comfort in every step of the way. FuelCell midsole foam with approximately 3% bio-based content delivers a propulsive feel to help you drive forward. Energy Arc pairs sport-specific carbon fiber plate geometry with specific midsole voids, designed to increase stored energy to deliver a higher amount of total energy returned. Angular midsole design reduces weight. Outsole design for superior traction. Soft plush mesh for upper breathability and comfort. It's something that they have on their website that is also a plus. You can actually go in and select other models and just try to compare them next to them. So I'm gonna compare the Elite V4s, the Rebel V4s, and the 1080 V13s. Stability-wise, all 4 of those models say that they're 2. Cushioning, they all say that they're a 3, except for the Rebel FuelCell V4s, those say that they're cushioning 2. The heel drop is the same as on the Elites, and the weight is about 0.8 ounces heavier than the Elites. So actually, I do have the Rebels here. My pair is absolutely cooked. I wore these when I went to Hawaii recently, and then I do have the Elites as well. So side by side, these look very similar. Like this is a lighter shoe for sure, and this is a little bit heavier, but they're both extremely good. I'm gonna try them on next to the Rebels and see how I feel. All right, when you try them on next to the Rebels, it's pretty insane. Like the whole experience is different. You have like, literally it feels like twice as much foam underneath your foot for the heel strike. From the toes, feels like twice as much foam as well, which is insane. They do feel a little bit unstable, like as I'm kind of squishing left to right. And that's probably because the heel is a little bit more narrow than the Rebels are. I also think that the Rebels have a little bit more toe box width in them than the trainers do. So it's just overall a wider shoe. Maybe it's just because my pair has been worn a ton, so maybe I've widened out my pair. Man, they are so soft. It's crazy. The breathability feels really good in both of them as well. So man, it's just insane. It's such a good shoe. Now, I also did a live reaction with the Supercomp Trainer 3s and the Elite V4s, but I kept on actually calling the Elite V4s V2s or something, so I cut that part out and Anyway, so the midsole and the outsole look almost identical in both of these shoes, but I will tell you, after wearing them side by side, I did feel more of a rockerish sort of feel in the Elite version than the Supercomp trainers. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know if it's actually a thing or not. I did notice that the energy arc plate is a little bit more angled in this version here of the trainers versus the Elites. I'm not an expert on the running side of things. I'm just saying I put them both on side by side, and I was like, okay, definitely feels like the rocking sensation is a little bit more noticeable, like rocking like this toe off right here is a little bit more rocky than in the trainers. The trainers didn't feel as much. I don't know if that's actually a thing or if it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but this one felt better overall casually than the Elites did. So that's one difference. The Elites also cost $250. The trainers cost $180. So the fact that you have the toe off that rocks a little bit better makes more sense when you're trying to pick up the pace on marathons. The training version is obviously a better option for myself. It doesn't have as much of an extreme roll there, and overall, like, it felt better casually. Now, I know this isn't a shoe that most people are probably gonna casual. These were not really shoes that people were gonna casual as well, but the ones that I was like very, very into when I was wearing them because they were so good from a casual perspective. They have such extreme amounts of cushioning, same as on the new pair of the trainers. Now, one of the biggest differentiators between both the Elite and the trainers is the upper is definitely redesigned a little bit. I like the, it's kind of like a dual mesh sort of action going on here. It looks a little bit thicker, and you do have like a second layer of mesh underneath that see-through kind of fishy wire mesh here. And I like the fact that you have that extra reinforcement. It probably adds to the weight a little bit because of that. Also, the other thing that I really enjoy is the fact that you have a regular tongue. This is my favorite style of tongue. Honestly, if they had this on the Rebels, I'd be set too. But this is my preferred method of tongue. They finally made it on the third version. And you just have a gusseted tongue that is attached from this point underneath. And then you have just a regular thin, like a padded tongue. Like, it's just nice. It looks nice visually. But overall, I love this style of tongue. The first version, it was kind of attached. So I didn't really love that one, but it worked well. And then the second version, you have kind of what you have with the Rebel V4s, where it's kind of like the fork tongue and it lays on top of your foot. This is a nice tongue as well when you're wearing it. Your foot is held in there okay, and you know, overall it just feels fine. But I like this style the best just for putting on and taking off my shoes. This one is my favorite. So where does it fit in line? Because there's so many good ones. Like the Rebel V4s, I think, are excellent for everyday stuff. This is, I think, the most bang for their buck at $140. You still get a mass amount of foam in the midsole as well. It's not as high of a stack as on the Elites or on the trainers, but this is an insanely good deal for $140. Also for the Rebels, you don't have a plate in here or anything like that. Not necessary. And these are also a lot lighter. These are 7.5 ounces. So if you're looking for a lighter option, more breathable option, very soft underfoot still, this is still my go-to. Like, I think this is an insanely great option. If you want to spend a little bit more, you want a little bit more height, you want to be able to wear these for training. Like, this is a perfect marathon training shoe for sure, because that's what the intent is for. I do like the tongue on this one better though, and the overall squishy feel underneath is excellent also. So the Rebels is still probably the one I would go with over even maybe these this year, because they made such vast improvements over the Rebels from the previous version. And then this version is also very good. It has my favorite tongue. The upper is very nice. The one issue that I have about the shoe is that it just felt a little bit unstable for me. For me personally, like, I need the extra stability when you have a stack of height this big. And the Rebels actually have a wider base in the heel than the trainers do. So I was like, man, that's kind of a bummer. So it is very similar looking in nature, but it is a little bit thinner. And because of that, I felt a little bit more wobbly left to right. So this is one of those shoes, if I wear them, I'm gonna have to lace them up just to have that extra stability in the heel, so I don't feel like I'm gonna wibble wobble over a little bit. Other than that, it's a really comfortable pair of shoes. Like, the amount of cushioning is insane, definitely feels good on feet. It's light, breathable, very well cushioned, and something you can wear casually as well, but I would say that it is a little bit more narrow than the Rebels, and for that reason, I would actually take the Rebels over it at a $40 price difference. But if you already have the Rebels and you want to try these out, or you actually have a longer term purpose for running, I feel like this is going to be the one that you're going to be super stoked about. So is it a buy or not? I mean, yes. In my mind, I would definitely consider buying these. I love the previous version, so it's great to see an evolution in the latest and greatest version. Is it better than the Rebels? I think that it just depends on your usages. I think that the Rebels are excellent, but side by side, after putting them on, like, this one is like literally twice the amount of foam. At least it feels like that under my foot, but this is a lighter, kind of more breathable option and more cost effective at 140 versus 180. If you guys do want to buy the Supercomp Trainer 3s or the Rebel V4s, I'll link them in the description. If you guys do use my links in the description though, it supports my family, supports the channel immensely. immensely when you guys do that. So thank you to anybody that uses my links to purchase any of the sneakers I show you guys. Anyways, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the Supercomp Trainer V3s? Something you guys are interested in or not? I'm happy that I was able to get a pair. I know that there's more stuff on the market coming soon, so check back on the channel and I'll have some reviews on the Balos as well as the more V5s, which are super beasts as well. Anyway, have a good one. Hopefully see you back on the channel soon. All right, peace guys.